It's time to break down the biggest stories of the day. This is the top 3 stories of the day on KSLSports.com. On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben on a Tuesday. That means one thing. It's a Jazz Ticket Tuesday. Hit it, Christian.
It's Jazz Ticket Tuesday, and your chance to win tickets is right now.
Call this number now.
Call this number now.
Be caller number 12 at 801-575-ZONE. 801-575-ZONE. And you'll be on your way to Delta Center to see the Utah Jazz.
He fires the 3. He hits! Oh, don't do me like that.
This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, caller number 12 right now, 801-575-ZONE. We're hooking you up with a pair of tickets to go see the Jazz and the Timberwolves. Go see Rudy coming up on Monday the 10th at Delta Center. Caller number 12 right now, 801-575-ZONE. Time for the top 3 stories of the day, KSLSports.com, brought to you by J. Brooks Jewelers. Cherish your love with J. Brooks Jewelers. Explore their expertly crafted engagement rings made from the finest materials. J. Brooks Jewelers. All right, Christian, where do you want to start today?
Number 1, BYU basketball beat Villanova in Las Vegas. AJ Dybantsa had a big night.
Outside of poor free throw shooting, was he 2 of 7 from the line, which is unusual, but also maybe where a little bit of nerves popped up. I thought he was amazing. Honestly, I thought AJ was really incredible, and I haven't seen a ton of him play. I've watched a little bit of the U19 stuff and, kind of clips here and there. But I thought the most under control I've seen him play. My one knock on AJ as a younger player that I'd seen, he just kind of played a little bit loose. He played a little bit outside of his body. Meaning, honestly, his dribble was too wide, silly things like that. He just looked really tight, in a good way. He looked really in control in this game. Finished with 21 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He was the best player on the floor. And then late, when they needed a bucket, they went to him, and he delivered. It was really impressive. 1 3-point attempt, he made it, but I love that he wasn't just saying, well, I'll just cash it in, mail it in, just take a bunch of threes, whatever. I'm still going to be a top 3 pick next year. I thought it was a great debut.
He is going to have no problem getting to the rim, it would seem. I think in the NBA, he might have to round out his game a tad. In the Big 12, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he's so athletic and he's big, and he's going to have no problem getting to the rim, I think.
And also, we mentioned this last year, and nothing has changed. Richie Saunders is a great player. Rob Wright looks like a pretty good player. We'll see. He was not efficient last night. Still kind of calls his number a little bit too much, in my opinion. The most important player on BYU is Peterka, outside of AJ Dybantsa. Having a big that is that athletic, that can set screens like that understands kind of all the nuances of being a big guy. You don't get to do it. If Christian's busy, we don't get to do it, and I don't want to say it. I didn't mean to say it. Is so important. And so rare at this level. There are not many guys who can do what Peterka does. He doesn't need touches. He's fine just being big and athletic and running to the rim and creating gravity with that. And if he does it, it will make AJ's life really easy. He will get to the rim at will as long as Peterka is on the floor with him.
I don't know him. I don't know if you've met him or whatever. Yeah, I know some people that know him, but he plays basketball with a lot of joy, it seems, and I wonder if he approaches life that way. For people who know him, if he's just one of those guys that just has a smile on his face all the time and seems to enjoy what he's doing, whatever that may be. But he certainly plays basketball that way, and I'm not saying he doesn't put on a grimace or
sure. He's got a lot of fire,
right? Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. But it seems like even when he's playing with fire, it seems like he's having a good time. I don't know. I'd be curious to talk to somebody who knows him better if he approaches life that way. But he seems to approach basketball that way.
BYU as a team did not play particularly well, especially shooting the ball, just 39% from the floor, 29% from 3, and 14 of 21 from the free throw line. Again, a lot of those misses were from AJ Dybantsa. But they were in control of that game. Villanova played well. They had a chance to win it and couldn't quite get the big basket when they needed to late in the game. But BYU is going to be a really good roster. And AJ, every game is probably going to be the worst he's going to be. He's going to get better every night, and game's going to slow down for him. He's going to figure more and more out of what he can do at this level, and I don't think there's a lot of things he won't be able to.
Yeah, college basketball start of the season is always clunky. I don't know if Villanova is going to be any good.
We don't know.
It kind of doesn't matter, honestly. But I think BYU has a lot of potential if they put it together. And Kevin Young proves that he's a good coach again. I mean, I say prove like he hasn't done it before. He was terrific last year. But if he can, stitch it together and find out what works, BYU has a ton of potential. There's no doubt.
Darren Peterson for Kansas made his debut, 21 points last night, just like A.J. Dybantsa. Cam Boozer plays tonight. Koa Pete, who was a top 15 recruit at Arizona, had 31 points as a true freshman in his debut last night. We've talked about how good this draft class is and why the Jazz, even though they won last night, are not going to fight too hard to lose their draft pick to the Thunder.
Oh, that Pete fella is quite good.
He's the real deal. And
we watched that whole game in the command center.
If you go back and you remember the Andrew Wiggins, Jabari Parker draft, and they were thinking, oh, this thing's loaded. There's two guys at the top. And then out of nowhere, Joel Embiid jumped in and was the best player of the group, minus some back and foot injuries. Got to keep an eye on that. We can talk about Boozer and Dybantsa and Peterson, but that doesn't mean somebody else can't jump into this conversation. Again, it's why having a high draft pick in this year's draft is going to be still, I think, very important for the Jazz. But great performance from AJ last night.
And then the Utes ended up beating San Jose State.
Yeah, that's a good first game.
84-75. I have no idea how good San Jose State is.
No, but that's not. With all due respect to my Griffins, you didn't play Westminster.
Yeah, what do you got to slander Westminster just because they took a 110-54 L in Logan?
Well, it's better than what happened to Boise State, who lost to Hawaii Pacific.
D2.
79-78.
That's a tough L.
Oh, you guys lost to Hawaii. That's rough.
No. Hawaii directional.
Hawaii Pacific. I guess they got to be better than Hawaii Atlantic, but still, that's a rough loss.
It's a long flight. They're in the ACC now.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Number 2, L.J. Martin expected to play this weekend against Texas Tech.
Per Pete Thamel, about 20 minutes ago, BYU tailback L.J. Martin is expected to play this week at number 9 Texas Tech. He practiced well on Monday and is in line to play Saturday. Martin is BYU's leading rusher with just under 800 yards.
And it was the same thing with Jack Kelly, right? No offense to L.J. Martin, I think it's maybe more important for Jack Kelly to play.
Okay.
I think it's really going to be hard to run the ball against Texas Tech no matter who's back there. Again, no offense to L.J. Martin, and watch him go run for $150 and totally make me look stupid. I hope he does it. But I think if the Cougs are going to move the ball, I think it's up to the Bear. I mean, we've seen Utah's running attack.
Mm-hmm. It's elite. Truly, it's an elite running game.
Could not run the ball against Texas Tech.
Not even a little bit.
I think the likelihood of BYU having a lot of success on the ground is probably pretty low. So if they're going to put up 21 points, I think the Bears got to sling it a little bit.
The difference is, though, you cannot load the box against BYU.
Because, yeah, that's true. No, that's a great point by you.
If Chase Roberts and Parker Kingston are
they'll make you pay.
Solo coverage, they will absolutely kill you.
Yeah.
So that's where BYU is really good and
maybe
authentic.
That's the difference. Yeah,
and maybe he does have the ability to move the ball that way on the ground, whether it's Bear or whether it's L.J. Martin. But I'm glad this isn't going to come down to these guys didn't play or this isn't available or
right.
That's why this game had that outcome. Whatever happens this Saturday, I want to see a fully loaded BYU against a fully loaded Texas Tech team. This is the game of the Big 12 so far, of the Big 12 season. So really excited for it.
DJ and PK had a Big 12 guest on this morning, and I think he does a tune-in radio show about the Big 12. He seemed fairly optimistic about the possibility. He wasn't saying take it to the bank of 3 teams getting in
to the playoff.
Because the ACC is so bad.
It is.
And then he talked about how let's see, what was the scenario he laid out was basically he said if BYU, even if they lose and then lose again, they would have an argument to get in, and so would Utah because they would be red hot and blowing everybody out. And you could say the same if BYU wins and then wins again. You probably could say then that Texas Tech's out. But if Texas Tech wins in the championship game, you can make an argument for a 1-loss BYU team. What would that be? A 1-loss, 2-loss Texas Tech team and a 2-loss Utah team. If
BYU wins out and Texas Tech is in the Big 12 title game, Texas Tech finishes the season with 3 losses, and that's probably good for Utah.
That he didn't mention that scenario specifically, but that would be a scenario for 2, because at that point, right, Texas Tech would be out.
Texas Tech is out, but Utah, even though they lost to Texas Tech, finishes the season with 2 losses, and yes, has won
has a
whatever
much
it is,
better
5,
argument.
6 straight. And their only losses are to top 25 teams, including if BYU wins out, they're going to be the number 4 ranked team in the country.
Right.
And that's suddenly not a bad loss
They'll
at all.
probably have a bye or whatever.
Yeah, and it was a 4-point loss on the road? I can't remember what the final score was.
And by the way, this is all predicated on the ACC basically not getting it an
Together.
extra team.
Yeah.
And right now, UVA sits atop that conference, which is not a good look for them.
Yeah, and Georgia Tech's going to take another loss before the end of the year when they play Georgia. And it's
So-
not in conference, but it's
and
going to be a loss.
Louisville's going to lose again, too, I would bet.
Yeah, and Miami's in a free fall.
Well, Miami's not even part of the
Mario!
conversation. He's not even part of the conversation
What'd
anymore.
you do?
All right, stay tuned. We'll have more Jacob Ben coming up next. Oh, have we not got to 3? I thought there was 3.
Why would that be 3?
Oh, what's next?
Number 3, JJ Peterka returning to Buffalo tonight.
Donor this has been a good trade. Kesselring and Doan have been impactful in Buffalo, where they needed more guys. They just needed more guys that could play in the lineup and be consistent, and fewer stars at the top. And I think on the flip side, the Mammoth needed more skill on the offensive side of the puck. And I think it was honestly, it's been a very good a good trade for both teams so far.
Well, the Le Sabres still stink, right?
Yeah. But the Mammoth have lost 2 straight. They, and it's to good teams. It's the Oilers and Tampa Bay, who have not started the season particularly well, but have a ton of talent. See if they can right the ship tonight in Buffalo to begin another long road trip.
I told you I have a good buddy named Trevor, not Brandon, who is a big Le Sabres fan. And talking to him is really funny because he is jumping on the Mammoth train, too. He's got, shares season tickets, and he's a big hockey guy in general. But it's so funny to talk to him about the Le Sabres because he's very pessimistic.
I believe it.
He's very pessimistic about their whole operation. And apparently there's a lot of data to back that up. So, yeah, Peterka should be eager to make a statement, but the Donor and Kessel King, as you called him.
Not just me. Everyone called him that. He had a crown.
Including Jake.
Including me.
Including
All
Jake,
right,
yeah.
Stay tuned. We'll have more coming up next. Jacob Ed, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.